Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Multiplex Movie Warzone. We are here with another singles match between Ryan Payne and Antonio Chavez, two guys who we saw in the tournament, unfortunately going out in round one, but they are here hoping to make a comeback in this next match, trying to get another win on their record. I am your host, Cameron Holzman. With me on the desk today, we have got Mr. Payson Johnson. Payson, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I think this is going to be a really fun match. Ryan coming off his big win against Dylan. Antonio is a player that has played in multiple contender matches in the past, itching probably to get a win on his record. I think this is going to be a fun match.
Absolutely. Well, without further ado, we will get started with our pre-match interviews. We will bring in Ryan, who will like to go first. Ryan, you are here. When we last saw you, you went out in round one of the tournament, unfortunately, against Kaleb Koho in a very, very close match. How do you feel you are going to do today against Antonio? Do you feel you will be able to bring it back and get another win on your record?
Every part of me wants to say yes, so I'm going to lean towards that. But I think losing to Koho was definitely a good reminder to me that even though the past years I've been here in Warzone, I've always done mostly well in first rounds of tournaments. That one was like a good shakeup, to keep myself fresh, to keep myself on my toes. And after a match against Dylan, I decided to just not try to take it too seriously, but remain focused enough to play and mainly going with the strategy to always keep it very close. If I'm able to keep it within like a 3 to 5 point distance, I always believe there's a shot to win.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't got to win by a lot. You just got to win. With that, we will bring in your opponent and your opponent's manager, Anthony, managed by Antonio, managed by Antonio, managed by Anthony. I know how every person hosting a Lights Camera Action match feels. Antonio, you are back. You also went out in round one of the tournament against Matthew Chen, if I'm not mistaken. Much like Ryan, I think, looking to overcome that previous loss, looking to return to the former glory you may have once had. Thoughts on the match today? Thoughts on your opponent? I know it's going to be harder to be mean because he's actually on camera, unlike you were. But thoughts as we go forwards.
Well, me and Ryan kind of have a bit of a history, like a little fun rivalry. It's gone back and forth, so it's always fun to play Ryan. And it'd be nice to get in the positive column because it has been a while since I've had a win in Warzone. But I just got back from vacation, so I'm kind of just mellowed out, and I'm just gonna hope that things go my way today. That's all I can hope for.
Yeah, absolutely. Manager, do you have anything to add?
I mean, I don't know how you could say mean things to Ryan anyway. He's one of the nicest people in the history of the world, so you can't really say mean things to him anyway. But hey, Antonio's relaxed. He just got back from vacation. I'm expecting a good match. It's been a while since I've seen him in Warzone. I'm excited to watch him play again. And let's do this.
Absolutely. Well, without further ado, we will send Anthony backstage and we will get going with round number one of our match this evening. Round number one is going to work like this. You will get 8 different questions in 8 different categories in the realm of general movies. You will get 1 point if you get the answer correct. You will get 1 point if you get the answer incorrect. You will have approximately 15 seconds to write your answer down on your whiteboard. If you manage to get all 8 questions correct, you will be issued a bonus question, also worth 1 point. Reminder to both competitors that you have 3 repeats and 1 challenge to use throughout the match, as well as to keep both hands on screen at all times. Any questions before we get going?
Oh, good.
Not really a question, but to counteract Anthony, it may be nice, but until you live 3 months with me, then that'll change.
All right. Well, hopefully this takes less than 3 months. So with that, your first question this evening will come in the category of directors. Who directed Dog Day Afternoon?
Now, Holtzman, we are officially out of the dog days of summer. And because we are of a certain age, we both thought of the exact same thing when I said dog days.
See, I didn't, but I know what you're thinking about. And how dare you remind me of that sociopath? 5,
Absolutely.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Ryan.
I may have second guessed myself. I said Francis Ford Coppola.
And Antonio.
I believe it's Sidney Lumet.
Sidney Lumet or Sidney Lumet, I believe as it's pronounced, is correct. So Antonio taking the first lead as we get to question 2.
Yes, your second question will be coming in the category of the 2000s. Jim Carrey's character learns to play what instrument in Yes Man?
I'm going to assume you're thinking the same thing I am looking at the document right now.
Oh, I saw that, but I'm not Ron Burgundy, so I adapted.
Oh, I was talking more about the fact that Jim Carrey's last name is spelled like the verb, as in to carry a thing.
Oh, yeah, very, very good.
5, 4. I mean, he probably does carry the movie. 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Antonio.
Guitar.
And Ryan.
Guitar.
Both correct. To get to your next question, in the category of Oscars, Leonardo DiCaprio received his only Best Supporting Actor nomination for what film? It used to be really fun, hip, the chic thing to make fun of him for not having an Oscar. And then he won one, and a lot of people were like, okay, but he won it for that. Like, pick a side, people.
Yeah,
Either be happy he won it or keep making fun of the man.
It could have been Wall Street, Once Upon, One Before, One After. It would have been great.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Ryan.
I said The Basketball Diaries.
And Antonio.
I'm in the camp that I feel like you should have won for this one, Django Unchained.
Both incorrect. He wasn't even nominated for it. The answer is What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Never seen it.
Deep.
Your next question will be coming in the category of 90s. Eddie Murphy's character works as an executive in what kind of profession in Boomerang? Nothing like going inside the stomach of a whale and finding a boomerang.
I have nothing but questions, and I want 0 of them answered. I have a feeling I know what you're referencing.
It's not a whale, it's a big fish, but...
Repeat the question?
That's not what I think you're... Sorry, Ryan, did you say repeat?
No, it was me.
That was Antonio.
That was Antonio? All right, Antonio.
What is the first...
Nope.
Eddie Murphy's character works as an executive in what kind of profession in Boomerang? So yeah, I was referencing the great video game franchise, The Legend of Zelda.
I assumed that was some One Piece shit, if I'm being real.
No. In Ocarina of Time, you go inside of a fish and then you get a boomerang.
Oh, that's even one of the ones that I've played too, but I forgot about that. I just assumed it was One Piece shit. 5, 4,
One Pieces.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Antonio.
I said advertising. I put perfume, but I'm not sure if it's something specific.
And Ryan.
Yeah, I just went broad and said advertising as well.
Advertising is acceptable because perfumes was in brackets. It does not have to be accepted.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So we will go to your 5th question in the category of one of my favorites. It's musicals. Gene Kelly and Leslie Caron co-star in what classic musical?
No, in One Piece, they never really go inside of a fish, but they do go inside of a whale. I'm
sorry that I would expect them to go inside of a whale or big fish in the anime where a guy is made of rubber and he can't swim, but is also a pirate, and I don't care.
His name is Monkey D. Luffy.
5, 4. Cody's going to hate this. 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Ryan.
Right now, I feel like I'm burning out just like Ace. American in Paris?
I assume that's a One Piece reference.
It is.
Antonio.
It is.
No idea. Singing in the right.
An American in Paris is correct. So Ryan ties up the game as we get to your next question.
Yes, your next question will be coming to you in the category of 80s. Who is the first historical figure Bill and Ted meet in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? So yeah, in the climax of part 1 of One Piece, Akainu was chasing after Luffy and is about to kill him, and then Ace, his adopted brother, stands in front of Akainu and can turn into magma. It's awesome. And then it's really tragic because Ace dies.
But why can't he swim?
Because if you eat a devil fruit...
I'm not. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Antonio.
Napoleon?
And Ryan.
I said Billy the Kid.
Napoleon is correct. So we will get into your penultimate questions. There are no perfect rounds. It will come in everyone's favorite category of movie release dates. Your question: how many years after Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland was Alice Through the Looking Glass released?
Now, I don't know much about Wonderland, but I do know about Fishman Island.
No, I'm not letting this happen. No. I want to continue working here, and Cody won't if I let this continue.
Fair.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go to Ryan.
Oh no, I just overshot. I was thinking in the movie. I wrote 11.
And Antonio.
I went to Disney and I still haven't seen his movies. 6.
6 is correct.
Oh, wow.
So Antonio gets the point. I also realized I said something wrong earlier. They were not tied when I said that. Or maybe they were. I don't know. I said a thing about them being tied. There's a 2-point difference at this point.
Regardless, we're going to our final.
I trust you guys.
Regardless, we are going into our final question because there are no perfect rounds, which is in the category of comedy. What character accidentally kills Bill Murray in Zombieland? Okay, now you see there's a ship full of zombies called Thriller Bark. Okay, fine.
See, but there's an island full of zombies, and Scooby-Doo goes there in Scooby-Doo Zombie Island.
Maybe the best Scooby-Doo movie. Movie kicks ass.
Have you seen the one where Kiss is basically Sailor Moon?
That's a fun one, too.
5, 4. This is a real movie. 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Antonio.
Columbus.
And Ryan.
Columbus.
Both are correct. So with that being said, at the end of round number 1, I have Antonio at 6, Ryan at 4. Is that what you have, Payson?
Oh, that is exactly what I have.
All right, then we will get into round number 2. Round number 2, as always, is our wheel round. We are going to bring up the lovely wheel from wheeldecide.com. The wheel has 8 different categories on it, as well as spinners and opponent's choice. Our competitor in the lead, in this case Antonio, will get to choose whether he would like to spin first or defer. Whichever player spins, if they like what they get on their first spin, they can keep it, or they can spin again unless they land on opponent's choice. But whatever they land on their second spin, they will be forced to keep. Whatever category they end up with, they will get 5 questions worth 2 points apiece, or they can go to multiple choice for 1 point. A reminder that stealing is available. The categories you could pick from today are Steven Spielberg, M. Night Shyamalan, comic book movies, directors, pre-2000 Harrison Ford, Star Trek, biopics, comedy, as well as spinners and opponent's choice. So, Antonio, we will bring in your manager who has a very similar name to you, and I'm not going to say them both because it will confuse me. Would you like to spin first or defer?
It was a good first round. This is a good wheel for you. So what do you feel? You want to take a second and let him see what he does? Or
yeah, I would say let him go first.
All right. Defer?
Yeah.
All right, deferring. So we will send Anthony backstage, and we will bring in Ryan's manager, Kaiser, showing up right when he is needed for Ryan's first spin at the wheel. Ryan, your first.
He looks like he's in a CIA safe house.
Ryan, you land on pre-2000 Harrison Ford. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
What do you think, Ryan?
Well, it's honestly not a bad slice, although this is Antonio's strength. So I'm more on the worried that there may be more steal opportunities. So I'm okay to spin again.
Have you studied this in terms of like strength level difficult?
But I mainly just kind of like spread them out. I'm focused on films that I did not see, and mainly just research films I've already watched.
Then I'll say
we will need a decision relatively quickly.
I'll say respin.
We'll spin again.
Respin. All right. Your second spin is away. Whatever you land on, you will be stuck with. And none of that mattered.
Okay.
Everything is a lie. This free will isn't real. You get the same category. Pre-2000 Harrison Ford. So we will take away the wheel. We will send Kaiser backstage. I will read you your questions. Pre-2000 Harrison Ford, because I've had to study Harrison Ford before, and so I know these movies kind of. So your first question, Ryan. In Sabrina, Linus wants the merger with Tyson Electronics because they have invented what? And we need a fairly specific answer.
Yeah, I kind of figured as much. Multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, an LCD cell phone, B, a flat screen TV, C, a DVD recorder, or D, a non-skip CD player.
I'm gonna say A. Final A.
Final answer is not required. That is incorrect. Antonio, for the 1-point steal, your options once again are A, an LCD cell phone, B, a flat screen TV, C, a DVD recorder, or D, a non-skip CD player.
B?
B, a flat screen TV is correct for 1 point.
Forgot about that word.
Screen's so advanced that it's bulletproof as well. Your second question, Ryan. Who plays Amish woman Rachel Lapp in Witness?
Rebecca De Mornay?
That is incorrect, Antonio, for the 2-point steal.
Kelly McGinnis?
That is incorrect. It is Kelly McGillis. Kelly
McGillis? All right,
McGillis.
is her name, unfortunately.
All right.
So we will get to the third question, Ryan. In Presumed Innocent, it is revealed that Rusty left his fingerprints on what item in Carolyn's apartment?
Multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, a doorknob, B, a coffee table, C, a window, or D, a drinking glass.
I'm gonna go with a drinking glass.
That's correct for 1 point.
Turn off my fan.
Who directed Frantic?
Multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, Wolfgang Peterson, B, Sidney Pollack, C, Roman Polanski, or D, Peter Weir. Five. Four,
B.
3. B is incorrect. And to go for the chance of the 1-point steal is A, Wolfgang Peterson, B, Sidney Pollack, C, Roman Polanski, or D, Peter Weir.
Polanski?
That is correct for 1 point.
Gross.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And your final question, Ryan. In The Frisco Kid, Rabbi Belinsky thinks the Amish people he's staying with are Hasidic Jews until he notices what?
Multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, he sees someone with a Bible in their pocket, B, a woman wearing a crucifix, C, someone saying the Lord's Prayer, or D, a priest giving communion.
B. I'm gonna go with B.
B is incorrect, Antonio, for the 1-point steal. Is it A, he sees someone with a Bible in their pocket, B, a woman wearing a crucifix, C, someone saying the Lord's Prayer, or D, a priest giving communion?
I believe it's C.
C is also incorrect. We're looking for A, he sees someone with a Bible in their pocket.
Ugh.
So at the end of Ryan's turn, I have
Thank
Ryan
God.
getting up to 5 points, Antonio now at 8. Is that what you have, Payson?
That is what I have.
All right, so we'll bring back up the wheel, and we'll bring in Anthony for Antonio's first spin at the wheel. And you land on the category of Steven Spielberg. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
Yeah. I feel like I might as well go with it.
Yeah, you might as well strength go with it. You go multiple choice. You got the chance to go in a lead round 4. Just take your time.
Yeah.
Don't swing too hard.
Yeah.
You got this.
All right. Go with it.
All right. Payson, I will have you read Antonio his questions in Spielberg because I read the other ones.
Absolutely. Antonio, your first question. In Catch Me If You Can, Frank impersonates a pilot for which airline?
Pan Am.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. Who plays Spirit Guide Hap in Always?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options is it A, Katharine Hepburn, B, Betty Davis, C, Audrey Hepburn, or D, Geraldine Page?
Audrey Hepburn?
That is correct for 1 point. I believe it was one of her final roles. What reason does Henry Jones Sr. give to how he knew Elsa is working with the Nazis in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade?
She talks in her sleep.
That is correct for 2 points. Yep. Your fourth question. In Ready Player One, when Ake first appears, he is trying to retrieve Artifact 120, which will turn the user into a giant robot for how long?
Just for clarification's sake, that's H.
H.
$60.
That is incorrect. Ryan, a chance for a 2-point steal.
Well, I'll just double. I'll say 120 seconds.
3.
That is correct for 2 points. We had 2 minutes in the dock.
Yeah, we had 2 minutes in the dock, and I was like pacing the same amount of time. We're good.
No, I know. I'm not an idiot. Your final question? How many times has Spielberg been nominated for Best Director?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options, is it A, 5, B, 6, C, 7, or D, 8?
Let me go 7.
That is incorrect. Ryan, a chance for a 1-point steal. Is it A, 5, B, 6, C, 7, or D, 8?
I'm going to say 6.
That is also incorrect. We were looking for D, 8.
Those still being Saving Private Ryan and 7 other ones. I'm not going to list 8 movies. So, with that being said, at the end of round number 2, I have Antonio at 13, Ryan at 7. Is that what you have, Payson?
That is what I have.
All right, we will get into round number 3. Round number 3, as always, is our Pick Your Poison round. Our competitors will get to choose what they want for their 1, 2, 3, and 4-point questions. The categories they can choose from today are Will Smith, Tom Cruise, 1990s, war, westerns, the 1970s, scores and soundtracks, and drama. So we will allow them to pick what they want for their 1, 2, 3, and 4-point questions, and we will be right back. All right, we are back. Our competitors have had the chance to choose what they want for their 1, 2, 3, and 4-point questions. Antonio has chosen his 1 in drama, his 2 in the 1990s, his 3 in Tom Cruise, and his 4 in Will Smith. Whereas Ryan has chosen his 1 in the 1970s, his 2 in Tom Cruise, his 3 in Will Smith, his 4 in the 1990s. So we will start with Ryan as he is behind, and we will ask questions until either one player has been mathematically eliminated or all 8 questions have been asked. So Payson will be reading Ryan's questions as I read Ryan his questions in round 2. So Payson, take it away.
Absolutely. Ryan, your 1-pointer. In 1970s, what 70s animated film takes place in the 100-Acre Wood?
Oh, no, I forgot the title.
5.
Yeah,
4.
I don't want to waste a repeat. I'll just say Winnie the Pooh. God.
That is incorrect. We were looking for The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, I couldn't remember those first 2 words.
So we'll be moving on to your 2-pointer. In Tom Cruise, who directed Far and Away?
Ron Howard.
That is correct for 2 points. So we will be sticking with Ryan for his 3-pointer in the category of Will Smith. Ryan, in what U.S. city does Concussion take place?
5, 4, 3.
Repeat
Two.
the question.
That is your first repeat. In what U.S. city does concussion take place?
Philadelphia?
That is incorrect. We were looking for Pittsburgh.
One of those two. One of those
As
two.
far as I know, even the right state.
Yep,
Is that
you
correct?
are correct.
Yeah, USA.
Canada boy, Canada boy.
We have a manager has to be brought in. Yes, Kaiser.
So, Brian, Concussion is a long football movie. Does it only take place in one city?
For the majority of the film, he goes to for the majority of the film, he is in one city and then he moves to another city.
If that's the case, then I would say challenge because it doesn't take place entirely in one city. If that's what, if you think there's some grounds for that.
Do you want just to hear the question before we want to throw up the
Can you hear
challenge?
the question?
Absolutely.
In
The
what
question. Yeah.
In what U.S. city does concussion take place?
It didn't say primarily, it says solely take place. So I think if you think that there might be some grounds for challenge that because doesn't take place entirely in one city, then I would say throw the challenge. We must, of course, I think, okay, if we lose this question, we lose the game. Is that right?
Well, I have a 4-pointer. If I lose that, then that's it.
You would tie on the floor. Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
No, I wouldn't tie. He has 13. I had 8, which puts me to 10. So
you have 9.
You have 9 points currently. We need a
Oh,
decision.
9. Yeah,
we need a decision on if you're challenging.
I will say just challenge. We won't need it on the floor. Challenge.
All right, we'll challenge then.
All right, we will review the challenge. All right, we are back from the challenge. We looked into the film, and Ryan and Kaiser were correct. The film does take place in more than one city. So because of that, because there were multiple answers, we threw out the question. Ryan will regain his repeat, and we'll get a new 3-point question still in the category of Will Smith, which will be once again read by Payne.
Ryan, your 3-pointer. In the pursuit of happiness, what skill does Smith demonstrate that impresses Dean Reynolds and earns him the chance at the job?
I believe it's solving a Rubik's Cube.
That is correct for 3 points.
And we will stick with Ryan for his 4-point question. If he hits us, he will take the lead. Otherwise, Antonio will win via technical knockout. Ryan still has all 3 repeats left if he needs them. Take it away, Payson.
Ryan, your 4-pointer. In Cool Runnings, Malik Yoba's character shares a name with what classic actor?
Five, 4, 3.
Repeat the question.
All right, that is your first repeat. In Cool Runnings, Malik Yoba's character shares a name with what classic actor?
Oh my God, I'm trying to remember.
5, 4, 3.
I'll use another repeat.
All right, that is your second repeat. In Cool Runnings, Malik Yoba's character shares a name with what classic actor?
God damn it. I'm just going to say Humphrey Bogart.
And your winner by way of technical knockout, Antonio Chavez. We were looking for Yul Brenner.
Kaiser wants to be brought in.
Kaiser wants to be brought in, yes.
Yul Brenner is, okay, the actor Yul Brenner is Y-U-B-R-Y-N-N-E-R, but the name in the movie is B-R-E-N-N-E-R. It's not an exact name.
Would you like to challenge?
Challenge.
Yes. Drawing without challenge because the name isn't the exact same. It's not an class second name if they changed it. I would say challenge is the last question.
I mean, it's the last question. I mean, what the hell?
Challenge.
We will be right back.
We'll be right back. We are back from the challenge. It was agreed upon by the hosts as well as other writers backstage that because the names are phonetically similar and the film even makes reference to the actor in relation to the character, that there's not enough of a difference, just the one letter of spelling, to change the answer. So with that being said, once again, and your winner, Antonio Chavez, by way of TKO. So we will go to post-match interviews, starting with our unfortunate second-place finisher, Ryan. We'll bring in your manager, Kaiser. Ryan, you put up the best fight you could. As someone who's had to go through the ringer of how many movies Harrison Ford was in before the year 2000, it's a lot. And when you get them in strength level questions, it's not going to be easy. And then your opponent gets his strength. It's always hard to recover from that. But thoughts on the match?
Well, I mean, the funny thing is with Ford's pre-2000s, if you had gotten somewhere within like his Tom Clancy, when he was Tom Clancy, Air Force One, like majority of his 90s and a mixture of the Indiana and Star Wars, I would have been fine. But I've seen those. Like I wanted to focus on the ones I have not seen, which was pretty much what was brought up with Witness, with Presumed Innocent, like those films. I'm going, how many times can I watch them before they stick? And unfortunately, they didn't. And I don't know. I guess when it came down to the last round, I just did not want to be knocked out. So I was willing to take anything that was thrown my way. So I accepted any challenge that was coming towards me. I mean, but yeah, that Cool Runnings. Like I was going through all four of the characters. I was just trying to remember like what specific about them to help me remember which one was which.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was just like a tough thing, like because it's just better when you spin the same opponent strength twice and then he gets the other strength, which I feel were easier questions, but maybe because I'm more familiar with Spielberg. But yeah, and as on the last round, he was basically just grasping at straws for every challenge. So yeah. Sometimes it sticks.
It's a strength. It's a specified strength for a reason. So that was like of all the slices. There was that. It was the pre-2000s Harrison Ford, and possibly biopics. So on the wide range, that one's where I was worried there was going to be so many specified questions. So
absolutely. Well, with that being said, unfortunately, that does bring an end to your season this year. But hopefully, we will see you again next year. With that being said, we will say goodbye to Kaiser and to Ryan. We bring in tonight's winner, Antonio, and his manager, whose name I will continue to not say before it will confuse me. Antonio, basically the full flip side of the coin of what I just said to Ryan. You got your strength. He got your strength. There's a lot more movies that one can be saddled with in pre-2000s Harrison Ford than in the realm of Steven Spielberg. But still, apart from that, you still played quite well. You got steals when you needed to. You had the lead out of round one. And then, you didn't even have to answer a question in the third round. Thoughts on the match?
I still feel like, and again, Ryan's a great player. I still feel like this game should have been over because I should have got Kelly. Again, that's my own fault because that woman's name always confuses me. Thanks to Top Gun. And then missing the freaking Ready Player One, which is funny because on vacation that movie was on the background where we were just relaxing in the hotel room. But I was watching it, and I'm like, great, it's a movie that I recently sort of watched, and yet I got the freaking seconds wrong. I think and those would have been like 2 points, or 4 points total. So I'm mad at myself for letting those two get by me, and I'm just happy to come away with a win. Although with the challenges, it would have been like 2 matches back to back where like a challenge had maybe the potential to like fuck me over. So I would have been like way out of it. But I'm just glad to come up with a win. Ryan was great. He kept me on my toes because my heart was still pumping the whole time. But yeah, I still got to do better because it shouldn't be that close.
Well, Antonio, it's funny you should say that because you will have a chance to potentially do better because I know who you're playing next.
Ooh, fun.
Would you like to hear who you're playing next?
I
I'm kind of scared too, but sure, I guess. I
see
don't know.
Payson's
Oh,
making some really
boy.
weird faces up there, so I'm horrified.
Oh, there's some very weird faces up here because I'm very excited, and Payson is the person that you're playing. So,
What was my name?
thoughts on that? Please be as mean as possible as he is here. in
No,
the
I
flesh.
can't be.
Thoughts on the
I can
man
never
who-
be Payson. This should be interesting. I think I may have only played Payson like maybe once, but like otherwise, hey, he's a fun guy. So see how this goes. Like, you know me, I'm never really a shit talker. So
Hopefully,
I'm
Payson just
intrigued.
gets distracted talking about anime shows and forgets to study. That would work out great for everyone. Well,
It's
not
one
for you,
anime
but for
show,
everyone
so
else.
I'm not that distracted. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we will see you in that match whenever it does happen. I'm not in control of when green rooms get set up. With that, we'll say goodbye to Antonio and to Anthony. And we will go to Payson for final thoughts on the match that we just saw.
Yeah, that was really fun. I think this was spinners and opponent's choice match. Essentially, like 2 strengths were given out to each, so can't really do much against that. Ryan did as best he can. Antonio played really well, and that's all you can really say about that.
Absolutely. Well, with that being said, that is it for today's match. So from myself, Cameron Holzman, from Payson Johnson, from Ryan, from Kaiser, from Antonio, from Anthony, and from everyone else here at Multiplex Entertainment and Movie Warzone, thank you for watching. Have a great whatever time of day it is that you're watching this video.
Goodbye. Later.
After you, Junior. You'll always have Paris.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
Bye-bye.